So at this point, you probably saw thousands of videos on social media about different methods and different ways to make money with AI. And you probably scrolled past a reel on Instagram about somebody that's building and selling AI agents to businesses in exchange for thousands of dollars every single month. And you probably saw a few people on there that's making stupid money by building and selling AI solutions, AI systems, and AI growth infrastructures to businesses. But in this video, I'm going to talk to you guys about some of the things that nobody really talks about when it comes to the AI agency space. I feel like a lot of people are so focused on technology. They're not focused on selling this. Everyone's so focused on building the perfect product, but nobody really talks about how to scale and sell this to different markets in exchange for a lot of money. Everyone is so focused on different AI agents. Everyone is so focused on RAG agents, large language models, different voices. They're so focused on back-end automations and workflows. Their AI can do this, their AI can do that. That's all cool and all, but how does that translate to you making money? So that's what I'm going to talk about in this video. I'm going to talk to you guys about how you can make money just by selling basic solutions. And I've been selling basic solutions for my own agency. I've been in this space for almost 2 years now, and I build, I sell, I manage AI systems, AI growth infrastructures to businesses in the United States, in Canada, in North America, in the United Kingdom, in Australia. And I sell basic solutions. The solutions that we provide for these businesses are so basic. We sell this to local service-based businesses in the home improvement industry. And our offer is just lead generation plus AI agents. That's all that it is. We do lead generation to provide traffic for them, get interested people in their door. And we have our AI agents that converts these people into booked appointments. It's just a pretty simple offer, but this offer helps them make a lot of money. It helps them save a lot of time because our AI agent works 24/7. They don't have to go back and forth with their leads themselves. Our AI does the job, and they do a really great job at booking appointments. So every day, our clients just check their calendar to see who booked an in-person estimate. They just pull up to the property and they do the job. They get an estimate, obviously. They get paid and then they do the job. And we sell this to different home improvement industries, home improvement businesses in this industry. So we sell this to roofers, we sell this to painters, flooring, we sell this to people that install outdoor lighting, we sell this to people that install home theaters, we sell this to businesses that install elevators for their mansion. There's so many different niches that you could get into when it comes to building and selling AI. And it's so important to get into a niche, right? The most important thing is to find a niche that could pay you a lot of money. Number one, you need to get into a market that's growing. You shouldn't get into a market that's shrinking. The reason why you want to get into a market that's growing is because in the next 5-10 years, you're still going to be able to pay for your systems and you're still going to be making money, as opposed to a business that's going to become obsolete in the next 5 years or so. Number one, they're not even going to have enough money to pay you for your systems. So you need to be in a market that's growing. When you do your market research, when you sell your AI systems, you need to understand that you need to get into a market that's able to afford your systems, especially if you're selling high tickets. If you intend to sell your systems for thousands of dollars, you need to get into a market that could afford your services. Because if you get into a market that can't afford your services, guess what? You're not going to make money. You're going to lose money because it's not easy to build these systems. You need a team to build these systems. I mean, you can do it on your own, but it takes a lot of time. But if you have a few people on your team that's really good at what they do, and especially if they're really smart, they have different ideas, your product is going to be 10 times better. But you need to sell this to a market that can afford this. You need to be able to sell this, especially if you're selling high ticket. If you're selling low ticket, you can just do high volume. You can find a market that has a basic offer. Maybe you can go into barbershops and sell AI agents, right? I mean, one haircut costs what? I don't know how much that costs in the United States or in Canada now. Probably like $10, $20, $50. You can sell AI agents for $500 a month to these businesses, and they can benefit from that, right? Because it's going to help streamline their appointment setting process. But what I suggest is you get into an industry like the home improvement industry, for example. If you help, let's say, a business that installs home theater solutions to houses, that's pretty high ticket. They probably charge in between $10,000 to $20,000 to install a home theater system. Or a contractor that installs elevators for mansions, for bigger houses, they charge high tickets. So I would rather get into that market because I want to be able to sell my systems for high tickets. I want to make a lot of money up front instead of selling $500 every single month and having to sell that to 100 businesses. I would rather have 10 clients pay me $10,000 per month with our systems. Just 5 clients, because if you have 100 clients, I mean, that's a different level of stress. You're going to need a lot of people. You're going to need project managers. You're going to need assistants. I mean, you're going to need a lot of things. You're going to need a lot of employees. But if you're only catering to, let's say, 5 to 10 businesses that's paying you $10,000 each every month, I mean, that's a pretty good business. You're making a lot of money. You don't have a lot of stress, right? So, I mean, your margins are high because you don't have to pay a lot of employees. So you're making more money. So going back to my point, I would rather sell my systems. Sorry, I can't speak right now. I'm a little bit sick. But I would rather sell my systems for high tickets, get a lot of money up front to build these systems, as opposed to selling this for low ticket, but selling it to a lot of businesses. That's a lot of stress. You're probably going to spend a lot of money on marketing as well. So I would rather sell my systems for high tickets to a few businesses, right? So that goes with picking your markets. You need to be in a market that can afford you. Now, once you have your market, once you do your market research, once you find a niche that can afford your services, you need to have a solid offer. You need to have an offer that's so good that they'd feel stupid saying no. Shout out Alex Hormozy. He just made $100 million in one day, which is absolutely nuts. But you need to have an offer that's so good. An offer that's ROI backed. An offer that can help them make money. So with my offer, I do lead generation, which drives more clients to their door, and have my AI agent that books these leads, books these traffics, converts these traffic into booked estimates. And they just show up to the property, they close the deal, they make money. It's pretty straightforward. That's why I love being in the home improvement industry. But you need to have an ROI backed offer, an offer that's going to help them make money. Because when they buy from you, I mean, these people are entrepreneurs, these people are businessmen. The reason why they're in business is to make money. So how can your systems help them make money? Right? So you need to have an offer that's ROI backed. Now, going back to your offer, it doesn't matter if you have the best offer in the world. If you're in a wrong market, if you're in a market that can't afford your service, nobody's going to buy from you and you're not going to make money. Which is why it is important to pick a niche. It's important to pick a market. And once you pick that market that can afford your services, a market that's selling high ticket services, for example, then you need to come up with a very no-brainer offer, an ROI backed offer. With my offer, we help businesses make $100,000 in 120 days with our systems, guaranteed or their money back. So you can make something like that. You can say something like, we guarantee you 20 booked estimates within 30 days, or we work for free, for example. I like to put that guarantee that we give them their money back because that's how confident we are in our service, right? So once you figure out the market and once you figure out an offer that's good, all you need to do is distribute that offer to the market. And once you distribute that, right? I don't know how you do your sales process. Usually what I do is I hop on a sales call with business owners and I pretty much do a discovery call. And then once I discover what's going on with their business, I pitch them a solution that has helped other businesses, similar businesses to them, get past their problem. And usually with the home improvement industry, their problem is that they're relying on referrals and word of mouth. They don't have a reliable system that brings them in quality leads. And if there's no leads, there's no jobs. If there's no jobs, there's no revenue, no business. So we're solving a huge problem. So once you distribute that to the marketplace, you need to go on your sales process, right? I don't know how you do your sales process. Maybe you show up to their physical location, or maybe you hop on a Zoom call with them and essentially pitch them the solution. But you need to be really good at persuasion. You need to be good at persuading these people on how your systems can make their system better. How this entire AI system can help them make more money. How they can benefit from your system. And you can learn persuasion and different sales skills from the internet. You can read a book. You can read thousands of books. But if you don't hop on sales calls, you'll never be good at sales. So my tip is to learn a sales framework. What I usually do is I do a discovery. This is my framework. I build rapport. I do a discovery. And if I feel like I can help them grow their business, I pitch them a solution. And once I pitch them a solution, I just go ahead and close it and I get the payments. Obviously there's going to be objections on there, but objection handling is a different skill in itself that you should learn. And you're never going to be good at objection handling if you don't get into sales calls, because you can read a book about this, but if you don't practice, it's like boxing, right? You can learn boxing from reading a textbook, but you're never going to learn if you're not going to get in the ring. And it's the same thing with sales. You need to get into sales calls. You need to be talking to a lot of people. This is going to build your confidence. You need to have knowledge on your product, and you just need to have volume. Sales is just a numbers game. You need to be in front of a lot of people. It's all repetition. You want to be better in life? It's the reps that count. I got really good at boxing because I've been boxing for more than 12 years, every single day. That's how I got extremely good at fighting. And it's the same thing with everything else. It's all a matter of repetition, repeating the process until it becomes perfect, until you don't make a mistake. Nobody's perfect, but at least strive. Strive to be perfect. Try. And you will see the change in the way that you handle yourself, the way that you carry yourself. Sales is one of the best skills that you can have in your life. But with that said, I don't want to make this video extremely long. First things first, when you want to start your own AI agency, pick a market that can afford to pay you, especially high ticket. You want to get paid a lot of money up front instead of selling a $500 a month system to 100 businesses. I would rather have a $10,000 system and sell it to 5 or 10 businesses, because it's just so much better. There's less stress. If you're selling a $500 a month AI system as opposed to a $10,000 a month AI system, then it takes about the same stress. So I might as well get a lot of money, get paid upfront with high ticket than low ticket. Now, once you have that, you need to come up with a really great offer. An offer that I recommend is promising them a certain amount of revenue in a specific time frame, and couple that with a guarantee. So it becomes a no-brainer offer. And then once that's done, you just need to learn the art of sales and persuasion. You need to persuade them to essentially sell them on your systems, on how they can benefit from your systems, and you just get paid. That's all that it is. So if you need any help with your agency, I have a booking link down below. Let's talk, let's have a conversation, let's share ideas, and if I can help you, I can walk you through how I did it for my agency. And if you want to follow me on social media, on Instagram, my Instagram is Tristan60kg. Let's connect. Peace out. Take care.